What's going on, everybody? David back here with Limitless Motorsports Garage, and today we're going to be tackling the suspension on the Accord. I've already started to take this side loose. So the good news is on these rears, I thought these were press ends, but they're not. So already taking it loose. That's the cooked bearing, but on these you can literally just pop this little cap loose off right here. It's a 32 millimeter nut, and just blast it off with a good impact, and then pull it forward, or get you a magnet and pull that retaining washer forward. Do not do away with that because you're gonna need to reuse it. And then literally you just see me like pull the whole hub like right off. So we've already got our new ones. We're also going to be installing the rear lower control arms today, as well as the rear coilovers today. So I'll get you guys set up on the tripod here in just a minute and we'll get going. Okay, sorry guys, I know I should have filmed it, but I'll film doing the other side. It's really hot, and it's just me out here today, so I'm trying to make it work. But we got the new wheel bearing in, all nice and shiny. Lower control arms in, max speeding rod rear coilover in. So this car is equipped with 4-wheel ABS. So the ABS sensors the line runs in this bracket right here, and it normally mounts to the factory lower control arm. This did not come with drilled holes. So what I was able to do is I was able to take the brackets and bend them and tuck them into the control arm. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to run a washer and a long 10 millimeter bolt that's got a washer on the head to kind of like hold it and lock it in place. That way it doesn't rattle around, but it's pretty secure in there at the moment. I do plan on taking these rear calipers out so I can like clean them up and paint them to match the front ones. Just kind of want to show you guys what's going on. The pile of parts is slowly starting to dwindle down. The exhaust is going to be like the last thing to go on. I'm still waiting on the test pipe to come in and the new muffler. So I've got to take the muffler and the rear section of the exhaust over to the guy that does my exhaust work and have him cut the muffler off of this exhaust and weld on the new HKS high power, as well as put in the new resonator that came in. But given how hot it is, I hate to be a party pooper, guys. I know I've been bitching about, the weather not being cooperative, but this also includes like the heat. It is so humid from where it's rained so much. Like, I'm completely out of breath, not just because I'm fat, because my body just does not like the heat, and I've had to take multiple breaks. I've been at this for an hour and a half now, and I just got the one side done. So it's kind of hard doing this too without an extra pair of hands here to kind of help push down on the rear trailing arm so I could get the stock coil out and put the new assembly in. How I had to do is I took everything loose, took the collar off of the adjustment collar off of the bottom of the coilover, put the coilover in, didn't tighten it up all the way, left some play in it, started putting everything back together, then slid the adjustment collar back on, tightened it up. I got 20 inches from the top of the strut down to where the strut mounts. So that's probably going to be a little bit more low than this car can handle with these 18s underneath it. So I may end up having to take them loose and just kind of like adjust them out a little bit. No big deal. Not mad about it right now. I'm just trying to get it as even as possible across the board. I know the front had issues with scrubbing before, because I've seen like the wear marks from the tires on the inside of the wheel wells. I think what I'm going to try to do is I might try to start tackling the driver's side here shortly. Sorry. But I'm going to have to take a bit of a break. Like, I am completely overheated. I'm like drenched in sweat right now and grease, and I'm also getting extremely hungry. And anybody that knows me, I'm also hypoglycemic. So whenever I get hungry, I have to eat. If not, it becomes an issue. So I think what I might do is just kind of clean up, stop where I'm at, and go get me something to eat and come back to it. But we're making progress, and that's like what's important. Like, now that parts are actually going into the car and I've got a vision on where it's going to be whenever I'm done with it, and I'm pretty excited to show you guys. So let me get this stuff cleaned up. I'm gonna go get me something to eat, and I will get back at it, guys. All right, so I didn't get a chance to record the other side due to time limitations and some other factors, but I'm gonna show you guys how to break down the rear suspension on the Accord. You're gonna need a 32 millimeter axle nut, or axle nut socket, sorry. What you gotta do first is get you a punch or a screwdriver, and you're gonna have to knock the cap off of the nut right here. Set it aside. I used just a flat punch. Okay, then what you're gonna do is take your, oh yeah, sorry. You're gonna take your punch again, and there's this little indentation right here. You're gonna pop that up. All right, once that's up, just as easy as that. So if you have a magnet, this works easier, but you can just take it and wiggle it back and forth. You have to keep this. You need this. It is the retention washer that slides on to the rear trailing arm, knuckle, whatever you want to call it. Slides on there just like that, and it helps hold the wheel bearing in place. That's what the actual axle nut seats up against, to hold everything in place. So make sure you don't lose that. I know I'm a little ahead of the game here because I already had most of this like disassembled, but obviously what you're going to do is you're going to jack up the car, take your brake caliper bolts out, these little set screws for the rotor. My recommendation for you guys is get an impact screwdriver. If you don't have the money to get one, or if you don't have one, use a very, very thick grade Phillips screwdriver, spray some penetrant on it, let it sit for a minute, and then you might be able to turn it out by hand. But we kind of broke one of these off and the other hub on the other side, but it's not a big deal because, like I said, I'm replacing the hubs anyway. So also, this is the side that the bolt broke off in the slide pin, so I got new slide pins as well. So the plan today is to try to just get the rear suspension reassembled. I decided to go ahead and order some new upper rear adjustable camber arms and a few other goodies for this thing. For suspension wise, I just want to replace the whole suspension. I've got Megan Racing upper camber arms, front upper camber arms as well, rear toe arms coming, and some polyurethane bushings I decided to buy for it. So I don't know, I'm still kind of toying with the idea of potentially keeping this thing. So if I'm going to keep it, I'm going to do a lot more to it. So let's get back into it. So with the busted hub aside, I think we're gonna need and I don't have a 10 millimeter out here, of course. Why wouldn't I? I'm filming. I wouldn't have everything prepared. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take this dust cover off. There are 4 10 millimeter bolts. Just take it off. It helps. It gets everything out of the way. And then you're gonna need a 17 millimeter socket and wrench, as well as a 14 millimeter socket and wrench, as well as a 12 millimeter socket and wrench. Essentially, because I don't have anybody here right now to help me out with this, I'm doing this solo. It worked for me the other day just to kind of disassemble most of it myself, put the new coil oil in, adjust it where I want it, and then put the adjustment collar on the bottom and tighten it up, and then I was able to bolt everything back together. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but it makes it a lot easier to do it that way if you don't have anybody to help you. So with that being said, let me go get a 10 millimeter and I'll be right back. All right, we're back with our 10. Like I said, I actually had one of these bolts break off too on the other side. And no, I wasn't using an impact on them either. I was just using a ratchet and was turning it out. It turned like 4 good turns, and the next thing you know, the head just broke right off of it. was like, oh man, gotta love it. Didn't seem like it was that long ago. I was like, oh, you know, this car's only like 15 years old, and then now we're working on them, and it's like, damn, this was like almost 30 years ago. So this is a 31-year-old car, man. Uh-oh. I think we may have just... No, it's still turning. It's like, uh-oh, I feel it starting to bind up, you know. This fuel tank has been replaced in this car. I was kind of looking at it like when I was underneath it not too long ago. So that's, I don't know if that's a good sign or not, but I got the new fuel pump sitting in the trunk with other parts as well. Yep, there we go. That one broke too. So there's one on each side that broke off. And I'm not drilling this out. Piss on that noise. Okay, so what we're gonna do next, oh man, we're gonna have to like dive into cleaning this thing up. I'm gonna disassemble what I can with what I got out here. I'm waiting on my wife to get here. She's got my ratcheting wrenches in the car, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the bolt off of the sway bar and link. Alright, now that's out, free to move. And yeah, I'm gonna need a 12, 10. Alright, I'll get right back with you guys. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. So this long ass bolt goes right here, and it holds the tow arm, the knuckle, and the rear control arm together. It's a 17mm head and a 17mm bolt. You'll need a 17mm socket. You can use a regular ratcheting wrench or a ratchet. I'm just using like what we have, which is we do have a lot of Milwaukee stuff, so it does make things a lot easier. But take your 17 out, and then you're going to take the other 17 out of the lower control arm. Before you do that, you need to take the two 10mm bolts that hold the, if you have ABS on yours, take the two 10mm bolts out and take the line off. Yeah, this thing is absolutely... Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and start loosening up. Think smarter, not harder. That's what they say in Boston. Alright, then you're going to remove the two 17mm nuts. Now this is like, it's got a protective bracket over it that holds things in place, so you're going to remove those. Looks like we're going to have to remove the bolt to the strut first because it's actually blocking the other nut, the 17mm nut right here. So 14. Okay, yeah, this yeah. So the head of this one is a 14, but the nut on the back where did I set that wrench? Okay, so yeah, right here next to my foot. Sorry, y'all, a little on the stupid side sometimes. But yeah, the nut part of it is a 17 millimeter, and the head of the bolt is a 14. So let's go with 14 back on. Tap, pull it out. Alright. Now your strut is free from your knuckle. Alright, so what we're going to do from here is you're going to unbolt your end link. Now we can get to this other 17 millimeter nut back here. This is what the bracket looks like, and this is exactly how it comes off. It can only go back on one way. So now we've got it's a 12. So while you're taking this stuff off, don't go full send with it. Just kind of pulsate it and use it like if you have to. Put it on tighten, bounce it a couple times, put it on loosen, bounce it a couple times, repeat that process, and it'll vibrate like the nut or bolt loose without ripping the head off of it. Go. Now we've got to get back here. This is where you're gonna have to use a wrench on these right here, unless you have swivels. I have swivels, but I'm tired of kind of getting up and down and running in the garage every 5 seconds. So, also 17 millimeter. Just get it on there. You have to be very careful because this brake line right here is definitely in the way. So I need my wife to be here with my ratcheting wrenches. A little bit spoiled with some of my tools. It does make things a hell of a lot easier and it saves a lot of time. If I tell anybody, if anybody can learn anything from me, it's definitely invest in quality tools. They don't have to be like Snap-on or anything like that. You can head on them if you want to, but Harbor Freight's got good tools and they got warranties. Most of the tools I have, I've been using for 8-9 years, and I've never broken anything from Harbor Freight. When I was working at the dealership, I was constantly breaking Snap-on stuff. Got tired of it, so I just kept kind of decided to kind of use other tools. I'll be able to get this back there with an extension. go get you a pretty decent tool setup, starter tool setup from Harbor Freight for less than $1,000. Pick you up a US General box, get you some, like I said, 275 piece Pittsburgh socket set that's got it's got a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/8 drive socket set. It got Allen heads in it, different security bits and stuff like that. Pick you up a set of ratcheting wrenches from there. Just basic tools, man, to get you started in the right direction. If I'm not mistaken, recently, not Donut, but two of the guys that used to be on Donut, Jeremiah and Joe, recently posted 2 videos of them going to Harbor Freight and buying all the Icon tools that Harbor Freight sells, and they do quality tests with them, and they'll surprise you. I hate that this brake line is right here in the way. What sucks about it, it's a freaking hard line, man, so you either got to work around it or you can take it off. I don't want to take it off. And everybody's like, well, you said you were already disassembling it. I don't want to disassemble it further. I'm at the point right now, I really just want to like get this thing done so I can get it on the road. I'm getting like pretty anxious wanting to drive it. Might be able to get this thing here now. Motivate a little bit. Alright, now, real knuckles free. So we can keep moving. I know this seems like doing a lot of extra stuff just to get the strut out, but this is what worked for me the other day. So, just kind of ignore the caliper hanging here. I know, send me the crap to hell over it. Now I'm going to get in here and take the 2 14mm nuts off of the top of the strut, and it'll be able to drop and slide right out. Give me just a second, and I'll kind of like move the camera where I can get you guys out. Definitely going to be editing this video. Alright. I'm getting too old for this shit. We need a lift. Y'all get us enough views, if we can get the money to get a lift put in. I'm going to stop the video right here. Alright, we took the 2 14mm nuts off the top. Luckily on these Accords, it's not in the back. You just got to release the seat, pull it forward, and pull the corner of the seat out. The 2 14mm nuts are just right back here. As you guys can see, I'm telling you, man. All right. Now, one new Max feeding rod coilover. Let's see what size this is. 15 millimeter. So let's get this up in here. Sorry guys. Alright. Just got the coilover in. Now we're gonna put the lower control arm in. Ooh, it's been sitting baking on the sun. It's a little warm. Hot, 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 hot. Oh! I'm old.
Oh. Why? Did you me?
I'm also recording.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. A welded nut on the back of that. Woo. So, we got that started. Sir, I want some more. What? Alright, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get a jack it up, and then you're going to put your bolt through the lower control arm, through the knuckle, through the toe arm. Don't tighten it up. And then put your end link back in, start the nut. Don't tighten it up all the way. You want to make sure everything's lined up appropriately before you up in the side to lock everything down into place, which we should be good to go here. Back up. That's 6 Ugga-Duggas in torque wrench back. Got more extensions than AT&T. Two Ugga-Duggas. That's 14 on the inside. 14. 14. That's a protein. I am waiting for Ratchet earrings. They're in the car, baby.
Oh, yo necesito decir aquí, ya. Aquí, ¿qué? ¿Qué? ¿Por qué? Great.
So, if you decide to go with max feeding rod coilovers, I don't know about any other coilovers, but at least for the max feeding rods, the nuts that come on the factory strut or top hat, whatever, they're 14s. The ones that come with the max feeding rods are 15s, so you'll need a 15 for it.
Ah, gracias.
De nada.
Gracias.
No, I wholeheartedly forgot why I needed these.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah.
What the hell was that? Oh.
Didn't press our buttons.
Okay, so that can be E-jack, unjack. Thank you, ma'am. It is ma'am. Taking the jack for a walk. Ooh, I about buggered up. So there's a retention bracket that I told Johanna to forget that I just forgot. That's some sleep token in the back. It ain't no sleep token. Oh, my baby.
I'm here. Oh.
This gets in there where you can't get the impact, so that's why I said ratchet can just come in here. I have that these trailing arm bushings are still in as good a shape as they are.
Wandale, yeah?
Right tail cruiser.
Alright, so just got to put the dust shield back on. I can pop the new bearing on, pop the axle nut on, put the cap over that, and then all I got to do is paint these calipers. The rears are done. Yeah. 3 hours later. God, is this thing fighting up?
Yeah, it's like
Yes, it's like constipation. Slow but sure. Slow but sure. Okay, so
underneath your leg on your left.
huh?
There's one underneath your leg on your left.
I knew that. The problem is, the nut that's in that is now missing. And that's what I need.
You have two by your left ass cheek.
Better not have no nut near my ass, too. That's not a problem.
Oh, you're looking for the little guy?
Yeah, it goes right here. It's okay. I'll look in the bucket. Well, this side's got a broken one off for the dust shield as well.
Yeah.
Yay, it matches.
Chivas.
That kind of helps my OCD because it's also in the same spot. I'm getting hungry. Okay. Bud Dusty? Is that any kin to Gary Badusi? Or John Belushi? Or Badusi? It's all nice and shiny and new. Locked and loaded. Don't forget your little retention washer.
tiene